that loosened that up right away. That's blood coming out of that side. Is it? Example of you who wants to reject her
all
lamb.
you people that don't know what a lamb looks like, this is what a lamb looks like.
Good morning, fellow Utopians. I'm Lynn, and welcome to a cold and snowy day at Ewetopia Farms. Let's get inside and see how those lambs made out last night. This is one of the triplet lambs that was born last night. We're gonna try see if the old girl will take them. But it looks like he might need an enema, so we're here to do that right now and see what Mom thinks about him. Okay. So what you want to do is just get some warm water and put it in, and you can see in their anus, make sure you get in the right place, and usually immediately if they've got a plug in there it'll come out. And this is their first poop, which is called meconium, and if it doesn't come out it can actually make them go hypothermic. So because they were triplets, we wanted to make sure they ate enough overnight. But you see how that loosened that up right away? And the reason he's crying is because it's a really difficult poop to get out. Sticky and thick. So they got to press that out. And when you see lambs that are yellow when they're born, that's how you know they've had a bad birth, because that yellow is from this meconium. There you go, you see? And see that come out? And it's an unbelievably large amount. And water's not going to hurt them. It's just going to help lubricate it so they can push it out with less problem. You done now? And sometimes if you just rub there, not rub, but just gently massage, sometimes they'll finish off. But you might be done already. Do you feel better? I think that was pretty good. I'll probably go do all the other triplets, because if one's like that, probably they all are. Hey, you gonna try your new mom? What do you think? We're putting him in here right now because this mom in the past has taken lambs, but this lamb is dry now and she's had her lamb for 2 days, so it's very unlikely, but nothing lost, nothing gained. The other 2 triplets that were born last night, I did give them an enema as well. The male needed it and the female didn't seem to. Looked like she had passed her poop. But it's just water. Better to be safe than sorry. So 2 did need it and 1 didn't. And then these are Angel's lambs from last night. Quite the nice little girls. We know that they don't need an enema because they've obviously been nursing a lot. And the colostrum makes them poop as well. So the more they're drinking, it acts as a laxative and gets that meconium out of there. And we have a Suffolk that's lambing. We'll check and see how far along she is. Hey Dan, are you having a lammy? You're a good girl, I see that. I might go get a towel. She's definitely got feet right there, but she's not letting me grab her, so I'm going to quickly run in the next pen where there's someone else lambing that might be farther along. It's okay, honey. Hi, you guys. Hello, how you doing? Hi. that'll help. Come on, are you okay? There we go. Oh, it's okay. Get your tongue back in. It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. Oh, take a breath. That's it. Come on, take a breath. This one had its tongue hanging out. It's getting a little blue. There you go, buddy. It's okay. There you go. Let's go see your mom. Yeah, she'll help you. How you doing, buddy? Okay, and this isn't good either. This ewe's not doing very well, and look at that. That's blood coming out of that side. Oh dear. What's the other side doing, buddy? That side's got milk. Okay. One side has milk, one side has blood, so I'm gonna milk that bloody side out and see if we can save that udder. Really happy to say she doesn't have another lamb. So I'll try to get as much of this out as possible. We had this happen another year where ewes have blood on one side. I don't know what causes it. I assume it's some kind of mastitis, but I mean it flows really well, but it's kind of freaky. But we'll clean it, we'll milk it until it stops coming out. That way the lamb won't be likely to be sucking on it because this will be empty and it'll be looking for the one with the milk in it. Oh dear, what a mess. Back in the barn, we caught this ewe because she wouldn't hold still. The lamb was right there.
This is a bad business.
Is it?
Really bad.
Well, that's why she wasn't doing anything.
I'll show this to you.
And the problem with the backwards lambs that people may not realize is because it's two back legs coming, two legs are very small, so they don't allow her to open up fully. So it can be harder to get the lambs out because she's not like fully dilated. And this must be a big lamb. So he's just got to work it, slowly trying to stretch her so that that lamb can come out. He should be okay right now because he's attached to the umbilical cord, but you don't want him in there too long because the pressure between the lamb, the wall of the vagina, and the umbilical cord can get squashed. Good boy. Poor girl. I've been having a lot of breeches. Not breeches, backwards.
Oh, look at this one. Well, she can go and look at it for a second, and then we check if she has another one. Whoa, there you go.
Oh, she looks like she was gonna jump up.
Yeah, she is. I want to get my hands are wet now. I can't get the little one.
That's okay. I checked the other one with no glove to see if she had another one. I'm pretty sure she doesn't.
But I don't. Since we're on
I was on camera too, but
in the public world.
I didn't expect her to have a lamb and blood all over it coming out the udder.
Watch how difficult this is.
Getting a little sticky. People said, well, maybe 2 lambs is better for a first timer because they're smaller, but it's not about the size, because if you have good ewes, she should be able to deliver anything. It's about the fact that she has never had lambs before, and it's a lot easier to look after one lamb than two. So if you're going to learn on having babies, you want to have the easiest solution. So it's like, if you'd never had a baby before, would you rather your first baby be a twin or a single? And I think most moms would agree that they'd rather have just one child for their first time, so that they can learn and make all the mistakes with just one. And then after that, you can bring on multiples. Good mommy. You a bit nervous, honey? And this is a prime example of a ewe who wants to reject her lamb. She's totally ignoring him even though he's calling. So we gotta get her to notice him as soon as possible. And luckily he's vocal, but normally a ewe would go right over to that. There she goes. Is she licking? Okay, we'll give you just a little update now. So this ewe, she's licking and loving her lamb now. I just put a little towel on her to help her dry it off. But she's loving it. It's a girl. She is a first timer. I think the ewes out of handsome. This is the one with the bloody udder. So I gave her some antibiotics, milked a bunch of the blood out. I'll milk it out again this afternoon after lunch. Angel and her lambs are no problem at all. The triplet lamb, the other ewe didn't like it after all, so they're back in here, and I'm just gonna right now see if they'll take a little bit of a bottle. Compared to outside, in here feels toasty. It's all a matter of comparisons. I'll feed you in a second, honey. I just said when we walked in here, I said everybody's standing back, she must be having a lamb. And there she is walking down the barn with the lamb hanging out. Of course we didn't get that on camera. And it just plopped out. The good thing about that is the sack was broken and she had it no problem. But that's why everybody up here was all gathered in a knot, because they were probably freaked out about what that weird sight was walking through the pen. That was quite the stupendous delivery, Mom. That's not how you go about having a lammy. You don't walk around with it hanging out of you. Do you think he likes that? And another one joins the flock. Hi there. Was that a really undignified way to enter the world? Your mom needs a good talking to for sure. You look really, really clever. That's a really nice lammy, Mommy. And you're not a first timer. You should know better. That's an orange tag. You're a pro. You figure you could just walk around and just drop them as you go?
Think she'll follow me?
Yeah, I think she will.
Maybe Ernie just has the gift.
When we first got sheep, who taught you all these little tricks?
What, the lick a lamb?
Who taught you all the tricks of lambing and moving them?
You did.
Okay.
You taught me how to put Polish sausage and
Artie,
mozzarella cheese and
let's
a bun.
I'm not talking about food. I'm talking about lambing. Because actually, I used to do all the lambing. And Arnie used to just hold them for me or whatever. But then he took over and I gladly gave him the job. Now I would be shocked if this lady didn't have another one. But if she doesn't have another one, we're going to get one of the triplets and see if she'll take it. I'm just going to check your milk while Arnie goes gets. Come on. Oh, I got a plug. Yep. It's out. Gotta get those plugs out. Very critical for any of you who are first timers. And she had 2 good plugs in her. Some don't have much, and the lamb can suck it out. But others have a really tough plug, and a lamb can look like it's nursing. You think it's nursing, and it's plugged. They're not getting anything, and they'll eventually die because they've starved to death. Someone else asked how we flip these sheep that are so big. So I said that when the opportunity arose, I have Arnie describe what he's doing.
I don't understand. I'm going to show you how to flip it, okay? But I don't understand. Some of the shearers go and pick those rams right up, eh? You know what I mean? But there's a way easier way to flip a 300-pound ram. Is someone just hold on to the head, pull the back foot out, and the ram will lay right on his bum. I don't know why he tried to pick them up.
Yeah. Right now he's going to pull her down by her back leg because he's going to check her for another lamb. What the person was talking about was for trimming sheep. This is how you take a ewe down that's just had a lamb or is about to have a lamb, and you want to check her or help her, but you don't want to run her around, and really they lamb a lot easier laying down. So this is how you get them down to check for lamb.
Okay, so the first thing I do is I get her where I want her to lay down. I don't want her to lay down in the back corner there where I can't get my hand in her. Do you understand? So I want her to lay down right there where I have room to get her, you see?
Yep.
So to control this ewe, I'm just going to put my hand on her nose like this. Because then she's pretty well helpless. I'm just going to take that back leg and I'm just going to pull it out and she's laid down.
So it's the opposite back leg, not
right
the
there.
one closest to him, the one farthest away. So it kind of just flips her down.
So she's down, and I can just hold her down like that.
And when she's got a lamb, usually they'll just stay licking the lambs.
And there's a lamb right there.
And there's a lamb, so we can't adopt a triplet here. Because this ewe looks like a Dordo to me, and may even have triplets herself.
No tattoo.
You know we don't want her to have triplets. Here's hoping for a lovely twin.
Here she comes. You ready? Come. Come on, here. So she's right at the entrance right there, see?
There's a hoof there, and we want to, what you're looking for is the hoofs pointing downwards.
Upwards. The little points, the little points, see? Upwards. See?
Yeah.
Oh! The little points upwards.
Yeah, but the hoof is pointing down, so it's going to bend like that.
Okay. I think you're wrong, honey.
No, I'm not.
No, you're wrong. Watch this. I'm going to pull it out and show you.
I know what you're saying, but the foot is pointing down, Arnie. If it's pointing...
See the little hooves?
Yeah.
They got to be pointing up. Up. If that little hoof is pointed downwards, it's backwards.
See how it bends down?
Oh, then. Okay, I'm taking it off. Enough of that.
Here it comes. Head first. That's exactly how it should be. It should be a head and 2 legs. And that's perfect. And it's got a little yellow, and you can see that meconium that I talked about earlier. So it was under a little bit of stress because no wonder. It's a massive lamb. And I think that's a placenta and we might just have twins. Yes. Good mommy.
Look, man. No, don't. No. This lamb's coming like this.
Yes.
Those hooves, those little points, see the points?
Yep.
They have to be facing upwards. If the lamb comes backwards, the hooves, see, are going down towards the ground.
Okay, yeah, it's the
So
it's how you look at it.
So when I see a hoof like that, there is a possibility that the lamb's upside down. But then I do is I feel that little joint right there. See that little joint? And that tells me it's the back leg.
Yeah, his like elbow, because the back legs have a big elbow. But yeah, it's how you look at it. Most people consider the hooves the opposite to how he said
And
it.
you know where I learned that from? Don't take my word for it. You know where I learned that from? Rob McGregor.
I know.
He looks at the point. He says the hooves are pointing up. The calf's in the right direction. So I'm not making that up.
Okay, but we weren't talking about the same thing. It wasn't apples and apples there.
Rob McGregor.
The little hoof should be a little bend like that, coming out. That's the way you want it. No matter how you describe it, that's how it should be. Actually, we'll take a vote. Everybody tell me, is that upside down or pointed up? I say lamb's coming the correct way, the hoofs are pointed down. Lamb's coming backwards, the hoof is pointed up. Arnie says the opposite. But we're both looking at the same thing, we're just describing it differently. And we got one lamb that's really white and one lamb that's yellow. So the yellow guy was waiting for this this boy to get born and was probably saying hurry up. And the yellow one is actually a female and the white one is a girl. And they're really, really nice lambs. Good job, Mummy.
So I don't do selfies too often, but I'm going to do one today. So I'm just going to show you what I'm looking for when I'm having lambs. Now, I'm going to pick up an example here. Now, for all you people that don't know what a lamb looks like, this is what a lamb looks like. This is what a lamb is supposed to look like. See the ears? These are called lambs. Some people might not recognize this, but this is a lamb. So when this lamb is born, normally those 2 feet right there and that head is coming out in that position. Okay? So you see those little toes on those little feet right there? If those little toes are facing upwards, it means the lamb is in the right direction. And you're going to feel the head. Because you're first going to feel the toes. And then you're going to feel this little nose there, and you know that lamb's in the right position. If you feel this, if he's a little dirty today. If you feel this, and you feel his little toes are going upwards like that, what you're going to do is, you're going to put your hand in, and you're going to feel that little knee right there. See the knee? And that's going to determine that sheep is backwards. And there's no head. And the first thing you're going to feel is, you're going to feel the tail. So that's a backwards lamb. A breech lamb is like that, with the bum, it's a little dirty, sorry about that. The bum is first, no legs, that's called breech. There's another way, so that last night what happened was, sorry buddy, a little stressed there. So last night what happened was, I have a lamb coming in like this, with 2 legs, and a head, and there's a 3rd leg right there. But I panicked a little bit, and I couldn't figure out the leg, but the other leg was actually backwards, so I kind of had a feeling that was a backwards lamb, but I had a hard time determining to feel those little toenails, because the lamb was backwards. So the first lamb, the nails were pointed upwards, and the second foot the nails were pointing downwards. So I knew there was something wrong. I had to make a decision, and I pushed the one leg back, and I brought the lamb off. So the other position I've seen lambs born at, like, is this lamb's not going to like it, but sometimes lambs are born like this, upside down. Okay, normally, hey buddy, come on. Normally the mother will keep getting up and down until that lamb turns around and gets in the proper position. There is times when that lamb does not go in the proper position, and you're going to go in and you're just going to put your hand on the lamb's head like this, and you're going to give it a little twist with the body, and the lamb will turn right around in the right position, and then it will come off. If the lamb is laying on his back, I have never seen a lamb born laying on his back. It has to be turned. It has to be rolled. So that's a different, what I'm looking for when I see a lamb. So when I see a mother coming in and I see those little feet showing, I'm looking at the toes to be in the right direction. That will set me off in the right foot. So what I do is I've seen mother sheep have lambs in 15 to 20 minutes with no labor at all, and full-blown labor, and have a lamb. Not very often. Most of the time it takes an hour to an hour and a half to 2 hours for a ewe to dilate and be ready to have that lamb. Most of the time, in an hour and a half, if I don't see results, I'm going to go in and investigate. And I've saved a lot of lambs doing that. But you can go too fast too, so it's a pretty fine line. So that's all I want to say about what I'm looking for when I'm looking for little lambs. So I guess the other thing I gotta say is, this is a lamb, and this is the only business you can be in where it takes a whole year to raise that lamb, and when you sell it, someone's going to tell me what they think that lamb is worth. So most of the time it's a degrading price, an average price, or it's a good price. The good price really never happens. The average price happens quite often, and the degrading price happens quite often too. But that's all I gotta say about that. This lamb wants to go see her mother, and that's what I'm going to say about lambing. And that's what I look for when I'm having lambs. When I see that little feet start to show, I'm just right away, I'm trying to determine what position that lamb's in. Because a lot of times the lambs are in bad positions. I think in the last week or 10 days here, we're a small farmer, we're not really a large farmer. In the last week or 10 days, we probably pulled off about 8 or 9 backwards lambs, easily. And I think most of those lambs probably wouldn't have made it. So, I mean, yeah, if you're going to be there, you better be doing the job.
It's doing the walk of fame without Mom. It's looking everywhere for Mom. Your mom's going to come soon. And when you see a lot of yellow and dirty bum like that, that's a sign that the mom had a lot of colostrum. And sometimes that also plugs up. There's so much goopy yellow poop. The yellow goes away after 24 hours. That's the colostrum poops. But if it gums up, you have to pull it off and clear it out of the way. Or again, it plugs them so they can't go to the bathroom. I just tagged her and did her tail and stuff, so I actually had to take her into the sink and wash her tail off so that I could make it clean where the band was going to be, because we didn't want any infections happening. Okay, here comes the old mum. Come on. Come on, you guys. Out into the pen. Come on. Come on. There you go. Okay, so I guess we're gonna call that a day from the lambing barn. Everybody's starting to get really noisy because they think it's their dinner time, but it's actually our break time. So thanks for watching. Please be sure to catch us again tomorrow for the next episode at Ewetopia Farms. Bye for now.